Hey guys, it's Madison. Thanks for joining me in this faithful home. Today, let's talk about 1,000 hours outside and how beneficial it is for me and Lorelai. So I read a couple statistics that said that kids spend an average of 7 hours on screens and less than 10 minutes a day outside. And I'm guilty of it too. I definitely have a big screen time number on my phone, but a lot of it is like podcasts and YouTube where I'm listening and not necessarily looking, but I do watch a lot of TV. But back last year when I was pregnant, I found this Instagram account. It's called 1,000 Hours Outside. And basically it's a challenge and a goal to get outside more with your kids. Being outside, getting that fresh air, that sunlight, the natural vitamin D that's really beneficial for your body and for your mental health, your physical health, and it gets you disconnected from screens and TV and iPads, computers, and it really connects you with the outdoors, with your independent thinking, independent playing, seeing nature, discovering things. It's really awesome. I'll link their Instagram account down in the description box below for you guys so you can check it out. But back, like I was saying, when I was pregnant last year, 2 years ago, oh my gosh, my baby is almost 1 year old, so that means pregnancy at the beginning would have been like 2 years ago. Okay, anyways, when I was pregnant then, I found out this Instagram account and I was like, this is awesome. I should do this with her. I'm going to be outside all the time with her. This is going to be great. We're going to go on stroller walks. And then I had her. And then that didn't happen. Like, I went on walks, kind of. But then it got to the heat of the summer and I wasn't really diligent with it. And then I was like, I'll do it when the weather gets nicer. The weather got nicer. I didn't. Then all of a sudden the weather got cold because it started to get winter. And then in December of 2022, so like 2 months ago, I was like, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to commit to this 1,000 hours outside thing. And I'm going to start now and not wait till January 1st so that I can ease myself into getting back in a routine of walking with her at the time. So she would have been like 8, 9 months old. We were just starting to get into rhythms of going outside on walks, sitting outside, like playing in the grass when we could, but also, like I said, it was cold. So just slowly easing ourselves into it. And then starting January 1st, I printed out the little calendar, like tracker thing, and I committed to trying this 1,000 hours outside. So right now for us, what outside time looks like is me getting myself dressed, Lorelai getting herself dressed. We put her in a stroller and we go for a stroller walk. I like to say that she takes nature naps because she takes 2 naps usually a day, and one of the 2 is typically outside. My oldest brother likes to say that it's her 1,000 hours of napping outside because typically she will fall asleep on her naps when we're outside. Usually when we're outside right now, she's in her stroller. You know what? I'm okay with it. If it gets her to sleep, totally good. So that's what it currently looks like right now. Today, it's like 30 degrees outside, so we make sure that she is bundled. If it's anything under 40, I always make sure to have a beanie for her. And then she had a onesie on underneath it. For myself, I like to do light layers, so leggings, socks, thin, like cold gear, long sleeve shirt, then a pullover, then I put this rain jacket on because it is very like a windbreaker material. And then for myself, I always have a beanie if it's under 40, and then a beanie if it's under 30, or if I feel, these aren't beanies, these are gloves, the beanie, you know. The gloves, if it's like under 30 today, I put it on for the walk, but I took it off now. So that's pretty much what we do. There's this thing called There's No Such Thing as Bad Weather. It is a book. I have not read the book, so I cannot recommend it, but I like the phrase, there's no such thing as bad weather. You just have to have different clothing because when it's cold out, you wear layers. And when it's hot out, you take those layers off. Also, she has that blanket that you saw me put on her. And sometimes when it's even colder, like the coldest we walked was 7 degrees, she has a little warmies. It's a hedgehog. It's hedgy. That goes in the microwave and you can warm it up. It has lavender in it and it smells really nice and it keeps her warm. Didn't need that today because it's like 30, so it's not terrible out. But when it was 7, it definitely had the warmie as well. So that's what kind of ours looks like right now, especially with it being winter because, you know, new year, new challenge, you want to, you know, get into routines and habits and start these new things. And then you're like, cool, 1,000 hours outside. Sounds great. That's only like 3 hours a day. 3 hours in the winter? Are you kidding me? I can't do this. I'm done. I'm not doing it. And you give up. But what if you didn't get up? If you go onto their Instagram, they have plenty of resources on showing you like kind of a breakdown of how you could get your hours in. Like during January and February, you want to like, your goal is like an hour outside or an hour and a half, because then in like June and July when it's nicer, your goal is like 4, 5, 6 hours outside, and it balances out. I know that for me and where we live, 30 is not like the norm necessarily. We have had really nice days. I think in January, one of the days we had was like 75, and we were outside for 5 hours. So I got to color in 5 little things on my chart, which I'll go get, or I'll go inside and show you here in a little bit. But it's all a balance. And I think one thing that's big for me is it's not as much getting that 1,000 hours. Like, yeah, that's the goal. And if I could color in my whole chart on December 31st, that would be like awesome. But the goal is getting outside, and it's being diligent about it, and it's committing to it. Not committing to the 1,000 hours, because if that's overwhelming to you, then that's overwhelming. But like, what if you commit to 200 hours in the year? What if you commit to every day, I want to attempt to get outside for 5 minutes and smell fresh air? There's a lot of different things you can do to balance that without having the stress of like the numbers, because I know that can get really stressful. If you like are definitely like that, or type A personality like I am, where you want to make sure you do everything exactly right, and if you fall off the track, then like you're done. But there are ways to be flexible about it. So for us, like I said, we take our walks is usually how we are getting our outside time. So sometimes we walk around in the neighborhood like we did today. Sometimes we will go to the park. I love that our community has a greenway trail. So there is a designated path that is safe for us to walk on, that we don't have to be walking in the road or on the sidewalk. Sometimes David and I will go on a walk, like on the weekends especially. He will join me. We'll go downtown. We'll maybe get like some tea lattes from the local coffee shop. We'll go on a walk on the park. It's nice. And then sometimes I go on walks with some of my friends. And then as we get older, as Lorelai gets older, I'm excited to take her out like to the park, or even just outside on the grass that I'm looking at in front of me. Like, we have plenty of things to do right here in our front and backyard, but also it'd be cool to be able to take her to the park or to swing her on a swing. We have the swing right here that I bought on Facebook Marketplace for like $10. It was pretty great. So even that, like, that's outside time. That getting to sit in the swing or sit on the front porch and read a book and drink my tea, like, that counts. It doesn't have to be strenuous activities either. It's literally all it is being outside, fresh air. That's all that matters. So sometimes, yeah, my walk is like a 2-hour walk, and I'm like breathing heavy and pushing the stroller, because we all know that strollers get heavy, especially when you're going up and down hills. And other times, like this past weekend, or 2 weekends ago, when David and I were on our walk, we walked downtown, but we took it really slow, and we stopped at every bridge, and we looked at we have like a creek that runs through our town, and so we stopped and looked at every creek spot along the way on our walk, and like listened to the birds and listened to the water, and it was so beautiful, and it made you appreciate like where your surroundings are so much more, because sometimes you don't even get to notice those when you get in your car and you drive places, when you just kind of take a step back and just appreciate the little things like that your town has to offer. So that's something that we did that's really cool. I have taken her on a walk downtown, and then stopped at the park, thrown the blanket out there, and like we had a little play picnic, and she got to play with the leaves and feel the different textures and get like that sensory time for herself. So that's been really cool too. There's so many different ways that you can do the 1,000 hours outside, and I'm excited to kind of learn and discover different things that we're going to enjoy doing together. I will say it has been nice, because Lorelai does like to sit in the stroller, and she does fall asleep easily in the stroller. Like, literally, she is, I'm not going to show you because I'm not going to show you my front yard, but she is napping in the stroller, like in the driveway outside right now. She is taking her nap. I don't know, that's something that I've been like super giddy about as we have kind of navigated this 1,000 hours outside thing. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, the website and the Instagram account, the 1,000 hours outside, I think they have like a book, they have PDFs, they have resources, they've got like book challenges as well now. You should definitely go check them out, because I can't even begin to explain all the things that they have. But one thing that I found was this printable coloring page, and it's a tree, and I'm going to go grab it here in a sec. Hopefully I don't wake Lorelai. But it is a tree, and it has all these things, and it's, you know what, let me just go get it. Hold on. I'm pretty sure Lorelai definitely just woke up to the squeaky sound of that door. But like I was saying, they have this printout that you can get. So it says 1,000 hours outside, and it's tree, like cut the middle and in the tree. And then there's all the different, let me focus on it. All these different squares represent 1 hour. And whoever designed this is awesome because there are literally 1,000 squares that you can color in. So each time that we are outside for an hour, I'll keep a running clock in my head for the day, and then at the end of the day, I will color it in. And what I decided to do for me, because I like to see it visually, they have an app. You can download the app too and like track it on the app, and they give you little badges like when you hit 10 hours, 50 hours, your first 100 hours. It's really cool. Anyways, back to the paper thing. What I like is it's very visual and rewarding for me to color it in. And then this hangs on a clipboard and it hangs up in our laundry room next to our calendar. So we got a big calendar that I made for the month. And then this hangs up next to it. David encouraged me to hang it up there. And he was like, you should have a visual representation. Every day you're going to walk through there like we walk through there when we go from the garage, when our fridge is in that room, the laundry's in that room, like we're always in that room. And so I can see like how often we're outside, or, oh, you know what? This is a reminder that I haven't been outside today. I need to get outside because I want to color my square. And sometimes it's oh, I didn't color in a square today, so I should get outside for even like 30 minutes and like color half of a square. Sometimes it's weird, but any motivation gets you outside is a win. So basically, what I did was I picked one color of Sharpie, and this is all of January. Today's February 1st, so that's why I'm making it now, because I wanted to officially get my final total for January before I film this video. And let me count it up really quick. 46 hours that Lorelai and I were outside in the month of January. That is 2 hours shy of 2 full days straight outside. That's awesome. I love that. And what I'm going to do now, counting today's, I'm going to get a different Sharpie or pen color, and I'm going to start coloring it in for February in a different color. That way I can visually like see each of the months and how it progresses. And then down here, I'm going to write down January 46, and then February, and then however many we get at the end of February. That way I can kind of keep track that way. And so it kind of has a fun visual effect to it as well. But this is great. I love the idea of being able to color it in. If you have older kids and you're doing this, you can get them involved so that each can have their own paper and they can color it in. It's a really cool way to keep you on track. And like I said, they have the app too that you can use if you're more of a digital person. I just personally like to see it pen and paper. Wow, I'm impressed. She actually did fall back asleep. Her eyes definitely opened and looked at me when I closed the door, but I think we're in the clear. I think that's everything I've written down about this video, and like I said at the beginning, this goal for 1,000 hours is not a strict goal to be outside for 1,000 hours. Do I want to hit that goal? Yes. But more importantly, it's just a conscious effort to get outside, to turn your phone off, or to even plug in a podcast. That's usually what I do on our walks right now, because I'm not interacting with her while she sleeps, is I'll listen to a podcast or I'll listen to the Bible read to me, and just get outside, take in some fresh air, and enjoy the nature that God has given us, because it is a beautiful thing and we often take it for granted. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions about 1,000 hours outside, like I said, go check out the Instagram page, I think they have a Facebook group, their app, or their website. I'll leave all those down below for you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you are in the 1,000 hours outside challenge. Go follow me over on Instagram at This Faithful Home. I have a highlight tab that says 1,000 hours outside. I'm trying to keep updated on like when we are on our walks or when we're outside playing, taking pictures of Lorelai, posting it on my Instagram stories, so that way I can document the progress of being outside. And if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button so you feel welcomed into This Faithful Home with me. I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye guys.